Hey guys, this is Trader D. Just wanted to walk you through today's Tesla trade. I also mentioned the 35 EMA rejection is what I ended up taking. So let me go through the reason why I was interested, even though on Twitter I mentioned that I'm interested in a call. But something was miss. I was expecting 940 to 945 range for me was something to watch for, and the reason for that is actually right here. So 940 to 943 and 944. So like 930, 940 to 945 was a range for me. And for some reason, market looked heavy, even though yesterday I ended up texting about it, like, okay, time to be careful is also here. I just didn't wanted to take a trade right at the break of it. Usually I do take a trade right at the break of it. And I was looking at QQQ in the morning. So let's go on the 5 minute chart. So the first 5 minute chart, as you can see, the on a QQQ, you don't have any direction as far as forget the EMAs at this point. But on a 5 minute, the market just doesn't have. It's in a neutral zone. Let's see what it is doing on slightly bigger time frames. Still, as you can see, it is the excuse me, the RSI is turning downwards before even market is open. So as you can see that it is going down. So you're like, okay, you know what? It's okay to be. Let's wait, and you don't have to capture the entire move. So let's see what this is gonna do. As I look at the Tesla, and it's the same thing. The pre-market, it's the yesterday it's gave me some hope that yes, Tesla probably will be ready for today. But as we kind of got into the pre-market, you're like, okay, no direction yet. So I was like, okay, on 5 minutes, I really need this to break. And I was like, okay, probably this will be a trend, downtrend, and then there will be a breakout. But as I saw the QQQ, I just wanted to wait. And as I do that, you can see the first candle, the second candle kind of gave a nice move, and then this is the candle which actually started to the wick here actually gave me like, okay, it's so good to be cautious. The second candle, okay, was pretty much a confirming candle that, hey, you know what, it would have some difficulty, but you're still not sure till the second candle. You're like, okay, maybe it will start to excuse me, RSI will start to break. As you saw, the third candle, you had a pretty good, and these are the good volume. As you can see, this is a pretty good volume candle right here, and good volumes on these ones as well. This is the average, so these are the good volume candles. And as I was tracking these, the prices did come down. So green is a 9 EMA, the red is a 35 EMA. So I have kept, if you can see, like 9 and 35. Normally I don't use this one, but I would keep like 9 and 35 for open. And once I have my entry is defined, I'm in a trade, I will switch it back to like 9 and 20. And I mean, frankly speaking, if you can just think of 9 EMA I use for a profit tracking. I will keep trailing my the prices and keep going. 35 essentially would be your entry. So let me walk you through. So this is the red is a red line is a 25 EMA, and as you can see, prices come down and got rejected. So this is where my entry was. So I entered at 9:30. I think it was 9:36 or 9. I think it was what 9:34. Yeah, 9:34 or so. So somewhere around here, I took an entry. I always take an entry. If I'm going for a downside, I would want to enter on a green. If I'm going for a calls, I would want to enter on a red because you get the best fills. So as I saw it, I was not expecting Tesla to give me that. So ideal entry would have been a rejection of a pre-market low, so 926. But it was like, the market is downwards. Qs are not, pretty much following the downtrend. SPY was following a downtrend. So it's like, okay, let me take a chance and let me enter a small position. So as I enter on this particular candle, you have this candle. And when that happened, I actually ended up adding. So I ended up chasing some of my contracts. So that's when I went heavy. So my plan was like, okay, you know what, this is an important pre-market level. If Tesla can hold this, we are good. But ended up breaching like it was a pretty, just like a knife going through butter. So my feeling was like, okay, let's keep going. This is somewhere around here. I took some profit. I take it back. This is where I took some profit. And then once I took some profit, I was all a trailing stop loss. So I think this is on this particular candle. I ended up getting stopped out. So it was a pretty good trade. So let's go over a 35 EMA. So now let's go on a call side. So let's see. So Tesla 9 EMA, 35 EMA. On a pre-market, it is getting a support at 35. Now you can also add a VWAP for an additional conviction. So VWAP will be an entry. So the break of VWAP will be an entry. So if you're able to get an entry right here, you would be good. Let's see what other ones are doing. So okay, so did breach down. So this is actually what, take it back. Yep, that was yesterday. So 35 EMA. So the reclaim of a 30, so it went down, a reclaim of a 35 EMA. So you can think of this as a pre-market levels protected, reclaimed. I could take an entry right here. So that actually can be an entry, and coin actually gave a pretty good move on that. Let's see some of the other ones. So as you can see, rejection outright, the pre-market. This is 16th August, which is today. So outright rejection, that is your entry. So let me actually get rid of a VWAP here. There'll be too many lines. Okay. And as you can see, prices did go up, got bounced from a 35 EMA. That's your entry. Pretty much you can pick up any ticker, and usually that will be applicable in the morning hours. So support and resistance is still a very important thing to watch for. But yeah, 35 EMA, you can keep that in mind, and obviously you would want to keep your bigger time frames in mind. So Apple yesterday, pre-market, this is yesterday, I think 15th, yes, came down, got a support at a 35, and then that's your entry. So 35 EMA, that's your entry. So you can pretty much think of this as an opening range breakout. You can think of as 35 EMA as an entry. So whenever you are convinced that yes, we are going for a long, you can take 35 EMA as an entry. When you're shorting, you can take 35 rejection as an entry. So let's see if the spider is doing the same. So yep, let's see, this is today. So yep, that was, the market was not excuse me, gap down, and then it was getting rejected by the pre-market levels. So this is pre-market, this is yesterday's close. So you can pretty much say like, hey, it is not ready. Let's see if a firm is giving you some of that. I am not interested in a cross. I don't care about the cross. I'm only interested in, once the downtrend is broken, the 35 EMA is accepted. So breached, back tested, protected, and then that's your entry. So you can think of that as an entry, and you can pretty much use your trend line as well. So pre-market, okay, right there. So that's your entry. So once you know that yes, RSI is actually going upward, you could go and enter. Let's see if AMD is doing 35 EMA thing. 35 EMA rejection, came down. 35 EMA acceptance. 35 EMA acceptance. Let's see here. Yes, you would be stopped out. So not necessarily that every trade will be working. You can define your stop loss where you want to be. So this is something I would probably take a trade here, because as you can see that I would take it as potentially that yes, it will come and then start to go up. So whenever I get stopped out, for me the next entry is going to be an acceptance again at that one. So that would be your 35 EMA. But usually this system would work at the open. Acceptance, and the best would be actually taking a long entry. I think I don't see much success on the short side, but on a long one, I do think it actually helps me quite a lot. Acceptance and then long. So pretty much pick any ticker and you will be able to see. But prior to that, I would have to go with my levels, my hourly chart, and that's when I will be taking an entry. 35 EMA means nothing on hourly. That's only for a 35 I'm using basically just to see. So I think the crowd will be good for tomorrow right there. This is something you want to watch for I think, yep, I would take actually this one. Yep. So this is something you want to watch for. This will be a level like 200, 201.5 for tomorrow. Or if you want to take it as yesterday's rejection, that would be okay level as well. So pretty much pick up any ticker and you will be able to see that. So let's come back on the, so AMC, you know, you are on a downtrend and then it's kind of creating this rounding bottom. And then so now let's go on 5 minutes. So 35 EMA acceptance, you have a pretty quick trade right there. And this is a 9 EMA, so you would be in a trade as long as the prices are staying above the 9 EMA. It's not closing at 9. So I think this is where 9 is still protected, and then you will obviously be taking some profit and then trailing stop losses. So 35 EMA, I think keep it as a part of your system when it comes to entry. Let's see if Square has the same, yep, rejection of a 35 at the pre-market only. I mean, this sort of entry usually I would not be taking, because yeah, it's pretty much it's impossible to, you know, chase this type of systems. Let's see, Google 35. So I think chop. Yep, so 35, once you know that, okay, you are in that, and then 35 rejection. So the one thing you might want to notice is see how the premiums are. So you will see that, hey, you know what, yes, I'm going long, and then you realize that, okay, it's been rejected, and then you go like, okay, I'm going to be actually shorting this. So you will see that your entries here and here are actually going to be about the same. The price what you will pay for the same strike option is going to be same. So just back test this thing. So that's why I am not in a hurry when it comes to, you know, this sort of system. I'm absolutely okay getting a perfect rejection. So these sort of things I will be actually entering. So 20 rejection again with my stop loss immediately the top of that. So that would be a stop loss. Another thing I wanted to walk you through is an hourly strategy. So I did share a video, but I think one person did ask me about what that hourly strategy is all about. So let's go on a Tesla. So for that you need to have few things: the support and resistance. So you have this wick, you have this wick, so you have this wick, so you have a level right there. So you have your level. Anytime you have a hammer at a level, the breach of the hammer top is your entry. So this is going to be, so we are on 9th August. So 846 will be your entry. And then your stop loss will be the low of this hammer, the lower wick of this hammer. So you would be entering 847 on 9th August. Let's go on 5-minute chart. 9th August, right there. Okay. So 9th August, 847. So 847 is somewhere around here. So this will be actually your entry. So you have entered here, and then your stop loss is actually 838, which is actually pretty good trade. From 847, you're able to kind of, you know, go all the way to 890. And obviously when you're doing the hourly, I would say in about 6 to 7 times, 7 out of 10, it will be a swing. Let's see how I'm just picking random tickers here. So what I'm interested in is hammer, and I'm interested in support. So I have a hammer. Let's see if I can find a hammer, but it has to be on the hourly. So hourly hammer, I have this as a support, right? So I'm gonna move this line here. Okay, so this as a support, this is a support, and then now you have, I mean, there's not a perfect one, so you can probably ignore it. It's okay, no, you don't have to have, but this is definitely a one to go with. So you want to back test whenever the hammer is forming. It's okay, because you would always have a retracement. Very rarely the prices will start to go from here, and if it does, it's okay, let it go. So you will see, okay, this is an important support area. So 83 is 84 a one? Yes, 84 will be a one, so that would be your level. Tesla, we just saw hammer. So when you have hammer, certainly that's your entry. So is it at the support? I would like to see. Let's back test. It is it a support? Right, yep, this is a support. This is a support. Yep. So right. So this is essentially 3780 is your support. Yep. There we go. As we go back. Yep. 377580. So when you have this hammer, on this one, I'm not going to look at RSI. All I'm interested in is swinging when there is a breach of a top of a hammer. So 3748 is essentially your entry. So that is something you want to keep in mind. Excuse me. So let's see, 3745. I'm on a 5-minute chart. By the way, I didn't take this particular entry. I actually ended up taking an entry, I would say somewhere around here or so. It was or maybe around here, I think. I'm not sure. I think it was right here. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is what I ended up riding. It was a quick scalp. So 3740 or so. So that would be your entry. So this is where you enter. This is going to be your stop loss, and that would be naturally a winning trade. You'll probably get stopped out here, and you could probably scalp it from here to here. And that's actually, you're talking about at least, 20%, 18%, 25% scalps, which is pretty good as far as scalp is concerned. So let's go back on 5 minutes, back on our, so as you can see, do I see any hammer? Nope. All right, I'm interested in this, but this is a chop. So you would be taking a trade right here, 114, and you're able to take it to 115.41. So yeah, the motto should be in these sort of system, and certainly in this atmosphere will be the take profit. Don't let a green trade go red. And no system is a perfect system, but yeah, something to keep in mind. I would be interested in this because yeah, this is creating a resistance. So whenever this is, for me, this is a flat top. So when this is actually being breached, that is an entry for me. So yeah, keep something of this in mind. This is a bullish harami pattern right there. So yeah, you can identify those as well. So hourly, I'm looking for hammer. The moment you spot a hammer, you're interested in there we go. Is it at the support? Yes. So this was a resistance, which is now a support, and hammer, the breach of this top, which is 115, is going to be your entry. 155.92. You can pretty much take it as far as your 9 EMA system is working. So that would be something I wanted to share. So only one request, you please help me with liking this particular channel, put a comment in, share it, so you can help more and more people. That's the only ask I have. I'm not looking for anything in particular. I don't need your money, so just help me in this particular manner. Thanks everyone.